Okay, so going through the comments, a lot of people want to see the toolbox. I think they catch a glimpse of it in some of my videos and they want to see it. So here you go. This is a SnapOn Epiq 68-inch with the top hutch and the side cabinet. Thought about going with a second side cabinet on the right side to even it out, make it look better, but what I have for now is more than enough. So any addition onto that would be absolutely unnecessary, but more for looks. Anyways, more about that later. So we'll start with the top hutch here. It's got an LED light bar that goes across the top. The way this works is whenever you open the hutch, those little switches there make contact, complete the circuit for the lights, and the lights come on. It's all stainless steel, and I just keep miscellaneous, random, frequently used things here, such as the grease for my air tools, stapler. This is out of that F-150, that phaser. I don't know why that's still sitting there. It's just kind of cool, I guess. Whatever. There are 2 power strips on the top. I keep my PV blaster, some of that spray-on stuff for the recalls on the Fusion there. Yeah. There we go. It's got to be even or else you don't do as good with your work. Just kidding. Brake cleaner, power steering fluids, some Ford Mercot transmission fluids, stuff I frequently use up there. Got some black gloves here. Anyways, not much on the top. So on the side cabinet, that also has an LED light bar strip. And that's turned on and off by the switch there, as you can see. So I just keep receipts, owner's manuals, the first dollar bill I ever made. I don't know why that's still there. That was back in 2003. It was brand new. More frequently used fluids. This transmission fluid for air tools or lubricating a puller, whatever you may have. Some liquid wrench, glass cleaner, more power steering fluid, lithium grease. Up in the top shelf here, I have some safety glasses, earmuffs, rags, more rags. There's a shop light back in there. I don't use too often because I have a cordless one. And then in this drawer here, I have my butane torch, glue gun, a little mini grinder that comes in handy, some tape, a few bandages, paper towels, whatever, my tool bag in case I take any tools home with me. I love the way these lights shine on the drawers. It's really nice. Back in here on the stationery shelf here, I just have some pens, pencils, grease pens, crayons, markers. Here's my cordless light. It's just on the charger right now. That thing is super bright. I really like it. Got my chargers for my cordless tools. Some random things. This is probably the messiest drawer of them all. Random stuff you'd find in there, RTV, brake grease, and some wire brushes, and a few miscellaneous things that I really hardly use anymore. I always keep my razor blades in a separate box. I don't leave those laying around. I don't like to do that. Anyways, a bunch of random stuff there. Won't spend too much time on that. Spare parts, vacuum lines, fuel hose, bungee cords, bunch of bulbs, spare parts, as you can see. Keep the vehicle clean and protected. Fender cover, I got some gloves there, some little fender covers here that are just cloth, and then shop rags, clean ones obviously. Some more spare parts, got some brake lines, a couple solenoids, a few random things from home that I didn't really use and just wound up here. Alright, now let's get to the good stuff. My top drawer. Most people have all their sockets and everything in here. I don't. This is just all random stuff. A couple CDs to check a CD player, make sure it's working. Pennies. Sadly, probably won't be around much longer. My quick scan tool to just read trouble codes right off the bat in case it's like an evap code from a gas cap left off. Clear it really quick. I really like this thing. It's fast. I can clear codes within 5 seconds of plugging it in. And I couldn't ever find a place for this that really fit, so that wound up in my top drawer. This is one of those hose clamp retainers. As you can see, you squeeze it shut and then release it. That's what that is. And a snap-on towel that I haven't taken home. This is where all the good stuff's at. This is my most prized drawer of all the drawers in this toolbox right here. I'm not going to go through explaining everything because we'll be here till midnight. Here's all the 1/2 inch, 3/8 and quarter down here. Got some more impact sockets. These are the English. Don't ask me why these are up here. I just put them there and that's where they've been ever since. They fit well. Got a 1/2 inch ratchet here. Another 1/2 inch ratchet there. It's a little shorter. Breaker bars, sockets, deep well and shallow. Inverted Torx for the new Chrysler/Fiat vehicles and some GM vehicles. 1/4 inch swivels. These are very handy. And these are low torque wrenches. They're very narrow, used to get in tight spaces, only if you're applying low torque to them, because as you can see, the thickness difference is big. So English and metric wrenches, all my bits for my screw guns. I have this one actually RTV'd in there for a GM recall. You got to replace the cover, the wiper motor cover on the traverses, so I just RTV'd that in there so that it would stay and not fall off when I'm doing the recall. Allen heads, got some plastic trim piece remover tools here, Allen wrenches. This is the GM battery post terminal disconnector for the side post batteries. Nut drivers, some crow's feet, and your axle sockets there all the way up to 36. These are some big sockets here. Man, these things are heavy. That's a socket there, buddy. Another thing I've done is I've engraved every single one of my tools. You might not see it right off the bat, but every single one of my tools in this box has my initial right there. That's, I don't know, it's just kind of my unique initial, so I know the tool is mine. I think that's really important if you've got a lot of money invested in tools. You know what's yours. Anyways, let's move on. Snap ring pliers, needle nose pliers, pliers, channel locks, vice grips. This is where a lot of your hand tools for prying and pulling stuff's at. These are really nice to have. Work great for tie rods during alignments. I got brake tools up in here, brake lines, lots of good stuff there. Down in here, as you can see, hammers, pry tools, chisels. These work great for closing off a coolant hose to retain your coolant while you're servicing a vehicle. You don't have to drain it. That comes in handy. Along with plenty of oil filter wrenches, my biggest pry bar, because it wouldn't fit where my other pry bars go, stethoscope, some C clamps, and a bunch of different random things in here. That's not the most organized. Large wrenches, all the way up to 1 5/8 and all the way up to 32 millimeter on the right side here. There's my torque wrench, digital torque wrench, and a clicker torque wrench, and a little needle torque wrench as well. My grandfather gave these to me. They're kind of unique. You spin the bottom handle there and that rotates the head. Comes in handy. And all your fuel line wrenches, brake lines. All power tools and air tools down in here. Air hammers, impacts, cordless impacts, drills, you name it, it's here. There's my voltmeter, plenty of drill bits, angle drills, heat gun, my engraver tools right there. It's not used all that often. Air pressure gauge, and a swivel head, Bosch. That's really nice to have. Not much to see here, just a bunch of boxed up tools. I've got my reverse drill bits and extractors there if you break anything off. Underneath that, my power steering pulley puller. Got harmonic removers and harmonic balancer pullers and installers. Fuel injector kits. Got there's a little air saw here that was used for the recalls on the Cruise and for other little things here and there, but mainly for that. Another puller. This is a little angle torque meter used for when you rebuild differentials. All the coolant and fuel line disconnect sets right here. A chain if I need to hoist an engine. This is a spark plug remover tool for the Ford Triton engines. Stud extractors and miscellaneous pullers. Basically more of the same thing. Here's my compression tester. Got a soldering gun, cooling system, pressure tester, bearing and seal drivers. This is a fan clutch kit. And my master ball joint set is underneath that. That's in that box. Caulk gun, pickle forks, slide hammers. Got a exhaust pressure tester along with fuel pressure testers. Whole bunch of random things down here. Little workspace here, but if you slide this back, all my ratcheting wrenches are right here. These are another one of my most frequently used tools. As you can see, these ratchet. That is very handy. Probably one of the best tools ever come up with, I think. You can do just about anything with them. Got large and small ones, in case you got a tight space. And below that, pick tools, pry tools. More miscellaneous stuff here, another messy drawer, but more on that later. Electrical, we got some gloves, some more meters, amp probes, strippers, wire strippers, of course. Got some test leads, some heat shrink, miscellaneous connectors, butt connectors, T-pins. We got it. Big sockets in here all the way up to 3/4. As you can see, that's a big 3/4 inch extension. My big 3/4 inch ratchet. I don't use it that much, but it has come in handy a few times. And a 3/4 inch breaker bar. And 3/4 inch sockets all the way up to 2 3/8. So we got a big socket right there. I actually use this for driving in seals. Got a couple torque, I don't know what they call those, torque limiters. I forget the technical term. A few more Allen wrenches, bunch of miscellaneous sockets, and for some reason I just kept all my 1/4 inch sockets down here. I frequently use these, but they just fit here, so they ended up staying, along with all my 1/2 inch impact sockets right there. That's where all those are at. Last but not least, extra wire, extra loom, a few extra CV boots for some reason that I never used. Reprogrammer for the Ford Triton engines, pickups. This is a spare compression tester. It kind of quit working on me, so I just haven't gotten rid of it or taken it to Craftsman for repair. That'll go home as soon as I take care of that. Also, I have an AC refrigerant leak detector. This is a brake kit for bleeding brakes. I have 2 cap and die sets. One here and one there. I don't know why I have 2, but they just wound up in there. And special sockets for 4 hubs. Got all those special sockets for taking care of those. Gear wrench is good stuff. I really like it. Some SnapOn guys will even warranty it for you. So there you have it. That is my toolbox. This is about 5 years of investments right here. That's why it ain't cheap to get into the automotive field, but once you've got it, you'll have this stuff for life. That's my wireless speaker up there for my music and a few other random things. There you have it. Everything closes and locks up. And that's how she looks. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the tour. Bit of a long video, but people have been wanting to see it. So there you go.